We have 7 sales going out, so a slower day. But I'm wondering if that is because of the eBay glitch that may have, like, I guess in a way, dinged your store. But we'll discuss that a little bit, here on the other side. But before we get started, my name is Aaron,
I'm Amber.
and we are full-time resellers, and we are late today because
My
somebody
fault.
had to get dolled up today.
I had to
But you are
shower.
looking nice, honey. So,
Thanks.
but essentially yesterday we got an email that said that you have
At risk.
lost. It
Okay.
said you have lost your top rated status, um, and so I'm like I freak out. Like that's just an
Yeah, that's not an email you want.
We've had a couple returns lately, like that were just like back to back,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, maybe that's why. That wasn't why. So there's essentially a few ways that you can, or the way they grade you with your store. So one is your transact defect rate. So that would be if you cancel something
If you
because you
can't
can't
find
find
it
it
or it's damaged.
or it's damaged or something like that. We've only had one of those in the last 98 transactions, which
Mm-hmm.
is a little foreshadowing. Um, Number two, a late shipment. So we haven't had any late shipments in our.
Shipping department is perfect.
I wouldn't go that far, but we haven't had any late shipments, so we're good there. And then cases closed without seller resolution. We've had one. You can have up to two
Mm-hmm.
or less, which honestly I don't even know what that one is, so I'll probably have to look into that. Um, but that's over the last year.
Right.
Okay, that's how that's graded. Now, transactions and sales. It says in the fine print here, it says to be a top rated seller, you must have at least 100 transactions and
Dollars.
$1,000 in sales in the last 12 months.
Okay.
Okay, 100 transactions last 12 months.
Easy peasy.
Like we probably have well over 1,000 transactions
Mm-hmm.
in the last 12 months, but for whatever reason, it is reading the last like 30 days, which we have only 98 transactions. And for that reason, it is saying that we are no longer in the top rated section. So, what's the impact and what's the
Yeah,
difference?
why does it matter?
So, the big difference, in my opinion, is that on some categories, when your item applies for top rated seller, you would therefore get a deduction in the fees that you pay to
Mm-hmm.
eBay. So anytime that we can pay less money to eBay with regards to selling an item, great, I'm
Yes.
in. So that is the biggest
So it's
concern.
literally hurting our profit.
Yes, it would be hurting your profit. There's other benefits because you get like a badge or something, so it creates a little bit more of a
Appeal.
comfort to somebody that's buying, that they know that you're somebody that's efficient and good.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're at a 99.9% feedback score. I have seen situations where people have had feedback scores of like 98%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ooh, 97.7. Ooh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
I've
like
seen worse than that.
you go and you
94.
look at their feedback and
Yeah.
you're like, okay,
Uh
this is probably not good. And so, needless to say, we did reach out to eBay last night through
mm-hmm.
chat. Wasn't very helpful. So, we will be reaching out today
Yeah. They were
via
like, "Oh
phone.
no, it's a glitch. It's fine." It's like
Mm,
I'm not sure that's true because it's still on there.
yes. So, we will be calling today to
Yeah.
try to see if we can get some more clarity
See,
on that.
yeah.
Um, and then hopefully get this resolved so that we can get our top rated seller store
Yeah.
back.
And
So,
maybe we need to look at any orders that were processed during this time to see if they took out more fees than they were supposed to.
well,
Cause
I think it's inevitable that they are because the system's going
yeah,
to automate itself and then it's going to take out what they take out.
yeah,
So there's really no ways around it. Like that's inevitably going to happen.
yeah. I gotta remove these people.
Okay. Block them away. Um,
Remove.
I will say, knowing that we can do that now, it's
I
pretty.
know it is nice. How do you block? I want to hide user on this channel.
Yes,
There you go.
that's the ticket.
There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye.
um, so we have 7 sales. We'll just jump into that
Yeah.
and start sharing those with you. Um, so this was an auction that we
It's
ran.
okay. I just try to remove it so other people don't have to see their nonsense. I don't know who that is.
Um, that was a hide. You didn't block them.
All right.
So we sold this. This was an auction that we did, and it's a bunch
Yeah.
of vintage
Tech deck.
Tech deck,
Skateboards.
skateboards. You can individually piece these out. I did look at them briefly, and some of them were like, $10 or something like that on their own. I didn't really want to do the work.
Yeah.
So I decided to just do an auction, let it go. And they sold for $45 plus shipping for that entire lot. It ended up having like 21 skateboards and stuff like that. So it's going to be a great deal for the buyer, and they're going to love what they ended up getting. Next up, we have the collector's edition of Wise Guys, and this is like the complete series. Has 13 discs in there, and this came from the big media buy we had probably about a month ago at this point. And this sold $19.99 plus shipping, and we're already well at a profit on that one.
So we're going through all the sales that we've made in the last 24 hours on eBay that I'm about to ship out.
Next up, this was a Shredder figurine. Like, he does some sort of like flippy replacement thing. I don't know exactly why this is desirable, but it is a little bit anyways, because somebody paid $16.99 plus shipping for that. Next up, we have a vinyl record, and the condition on this was really good. And if you have records that are in good condition, especially if they're in the shrink, they have the hype stickers is what they call them. They can be pretty profitable. This one sold $10.93 plus shipping. It is M Tune, You, Me, and He.
Okay. And we usually get these pretty cheap.
Yeah.
To purchase them. Did that come in a bundle, or you bought that one separate?
I think we've had that for a little while.
Okay.
Next, we have a putter head of the club. So what happened was we bought this, like it was complete. And then when I go to get it, the hosel, it just came out of the hosel. Like it was like loosely placed in there or something. And there was like no damage to this. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just get rid of the shaft because it wasn't anything special to it. And this is a Ping Answer 3 Karsten putter. And so those are pretty easy to identify on the ends here.
Yeah.
And that head cover sold for $27.50 plus shipping. Now this is the sale of the day.
Yes.
Without a doubt. We picked this up this
crazy
last
is
weekend for $1. So this is the talking jigsaw puzzle. Do you want to explain how it works?
Okay, so it doesn't actually function like electronic or anything like that. So you put the puzzle together without all these little squares in it, and they're all conversations. So once you do the frame, you have to figure out the order of the conversation and make sure it flows properly. And then if you think you're done, you flip it over, and if you got it right, it will congratulate you on the back.
Yeah, so it's
That's
a
pretty
two-sided puzzle. It's pretty rare. And I will say, like, this was a good example of a time when you need to do some extra digging. So I saw a sold comp when I first scanned this at the sale of $50. And I was like, how much you want for it? $1. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
But then when I brought it home, I went on to Terapeak because there was none listed and just the one sale. And it sold twice, which I don't know. It was the same one, but it sold twice.
Maybe one canceled.
Anyways, I saw that, but then I went on to Terapeak and I saw one used sold for $100. I saw one new sell for $160, and then a lot of other ones sell for like the $70, $80 range. I was like, well, this is the only one that's available. I'm gonna go closer to the higher one. So I did $150. I got an offer. I countered, and they took it $140
for a puzzle
plus shipping for a brand new sealed talking puzzle. And what I liked about it too is the person that said they had apparently there's like 5 different ones of these. And they had all but 2. So they're trying to complete like the collection that they can get all of them. So
that's pretty awesome.
It's really cool. I'm curious to know if it's one of those things to where they actually use the puzzle.
Yeah.
Or they just keep them sealed. And that's like.
I don't know. That's a good question. When I told my mom that we got that puzzle, she said she wanted to put it together.
Yeah, sorry. It's not going to happen.
She was joking, but that was funny.
Yeah. And the last sale of the day, so this came from our, not our local one, but a different bargain hunt. Dermalogica.
Yeah, Dermalogica.
And this is, a cleanser, and this sold $28.45 free shipping, so we paid $8. After shipping and everything, we might make $20 depending on where it's going.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's going?
Oh, California. I just saw it.
No.
No? Where?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So not as bad.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
But it's brand new sealed, and it is an easy lister, so there is that. And, going to Colorado will probably be, what, like $7?
Yeah.
Because it'll be about £1. and with fees and everything at above standard, we
Oh,
might
that
make
does stink.
$19
Mm.
on that one. But
We work hard to keep that top rated seller badge and discount.
yeah.
So
So I think part of the conversation when we do call today to
yeah,
eBay, the thing I want to stress is I want to make sure that A, we get top rated seller back,
mm-hmm.
and B, any extra fees that we
You
paid
better
are
pay us
credited
back.
back to
Yeah,
our accounts.
yeah.
Um,
Which they should be able to see it easy because they can timestamp it from when the email came.
yeah, yeah. So
So
it just, I think it's just kind of foolish, but I will
at least
say,
you keep up on that.
well, it
Because
was
I
an
probably,
email. I wouldn't have
oh,
noticed if they didn't send me an email.
yeah,
But the other aspect of it that's kind of frustrating is this is just proof that eBay is doing a lot of fiddling in the background.
it's true.
And if we have slower sales, which I think I've heard abundantly clear
Yeah,
across the board from just about everybody, and I'm not against change and updating to make things
right.
better, and I understand sometimes there's going to be hiccups, but it's been for about the last month
Yeah,
that we had a real big dip in sales, then things came back for about 2 weeks, and then now we're getting back to another lull.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, when are we going to get this resolved and fixed? It,
Yeah.
it does get a little frustrating,
Well,
but
this is the part where, okay, yes, we are our own business owner, but we rely on another company to keep us afloat, which is
yeah,
frustrating because there's nothing you can do on that end of
we
it.
don't really have a seat at the table,
Right.
um,
So
in the big scheme of things.
So besides listing a bunch of things, because I'm going to be listing I did get a lot of clothes and a few purses over the weekend, so I'm going to be listing today after school.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to help
Oh, I mean, it
numbers, but
helps anytime when you start listing too, because
hmm
I'm going to still be listing as well. It's going to help
activity in the store.
create activity, and I do think too, when you list, because you list different things,
Hmm.
I do think that helps eBay start to promote some of the other items that are listed that are like items.
Right.
So it'll help some of our clothing items and
Hmm.
things like that sell. Whereas I'm not listing those items,
Right.
and then
So
it
then
doesn't get,
that category's not being seen.
yeah.
Yep. So
So, and then I guess we'll go ahead and throw in an eighth sale because we are right here and it just happened, and it is near us.
this
So
or
it no, I think it's one of the ones on the ground. But we just sold an ink.
Is
So
it this
little
color or the other
blue. Yep,
Okay.
you got it. You pulled it right away.
All right.
So this sold $59 plus shipping, and it is an Epson Scion high yield ink cartridge, which we're already well into the profit on all of this. So this is pure profit.
Yay. Another sale.
And we will get all of these items shipped and out for
Yes.
delivery today. That's 8 total items for the day, and then back at it.
Yep.
And hopefully,
And hopefully we can have a resolution for you tomorrow. See what eBay says
yes,
today.
because I would be shocked to see anything that's not
Your
positive.
glow is gone. Like there's just a damper around you.
I feel fine. What are you talking about?
Like this is frustrating.
Oh,
This part of
no,
it is frustrating.
it's not that big of a deal.
I love it because he'll like be down in the dumps and I'll say what's wrong. He's like, I'm fine. No, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're not.
I think I saw something that was like when you ask a woman and they say they're fine, this is what it means, and it's like an acronym stands for something. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
But
keep digging because it's not true.
yeah, nope, correct. But I think that's it for the day.
Yes. We'll talk about the weekend tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless something else pops up. Never know.
Yes. Take care, everybody.
Have a wonderful, what is today? Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yes.